All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the final installment of this long journey with the Morning Pass Brush Show. With us today, we have the Bills, aka the Lion, in the house.
My fault. Phone was down. Let's get this one done. We've been working hard.
We got the Jets in the building, Jay the Kid.
Yo. Yeah, let's get it done.
Last but not least, the man that never sleeps, Isaiah.
My fault that the cat got stuck in the tree.
The fuck?
Signature giggle is back.
The cat got stuck on the tree. Wow.
Well, I know what kind of show we don't have. This gonna be interesting.
Yeah, we didn't get the yerp. We got the cat stuck in the tree. All right, so we're going over the NFC South here with the giggles still going. The last four teams that we have in this episode, like I mentioned in the last episode that we just had this morning, afternoon. We will be going live with these shows, and it's gonna change. We're gonna have a different format, so expect new things every Saturday. At the time still being determined, but we will be having a morning show on Saturdays for you guys. All right, so Mr. Cat got stuck. We are going to be talking about the Saints, and these New Orleans Saints, bro. They started off super hot, kind of fizzled off a little bit. You're the GM. Walk us through your rebuild process, or if there's even a rebuild.
All right. So before the season, we just lost our head coach. He led us to the playoffs with Derek Carr as a starter. So that was really impressive. But and we also got another first round upset. We beat the Lions the year before we beat the Packers. Um, so it was kind of surprising to see him immediately ask to leave after a loss. Um, so we had to try to find a new head coach. We found one. He told me that he didn't want Derek Carr starter. He wanted something fresh. So we went to draft Cade Klubnik in the third round. But looking at his roster, I was expecting us to probably rebuild a little bit. Still try to win in this division. With the old head coach with the Panthers going, this division could be ours. We seen that, but we also wanted to probably move some pieces like Kamara. Maybe we could have moved him, or uh, what's his name, Marshawn Lattimore. See if we could move him. Because regardless, I thought we could compete no matter who we had. Just with no offense, I think this is probably one of the weakest divisions. I thought we could win it. Um, Starting with Cade, like I said, we drafted him in the third round. I like this for us. We didn't want to draft. We didn't have the ability to draft. I forgot the quarterbacks in the previous draft. Anyways, we drafted Cade. I like this. Um, Underrated quarterback. You saw what he did week one when we shocked the league and beat the Cardinals. He definitely has potential. Right now, he is our franchise quarterback. We're gonna ride with him to the end. Running back Alvin Kamara. I definitely would have liked to move on from him in the offseason. I think we could have squeezed something out before he starts to really regress. But we do have a rookie running back, Andrew Paul, 20 years old, 90 speed, 8 acceleration. But we also have Israel, 93 speed, and 23 years old. Tight ends. Juan Johnson, 86 speed, 79 overall. Not too much really in the tight end area to brag about. Wide receivers, Chris Olave, 25 years old, 96 overall, X Factor, 95 speed, 97 acceleration. This is a great wide receiver, obviously. I want to keep him on the team. After this year, we're gonna have to try to pay him the big bucks, or he might walk. So we have to keep that in mind and the contracts that we give in the off season. We want to save money for Chris Olave. Adonai Mitchell, 92 speed, 23 years old, a star dev. Rome Adunze, 23 years old, 81 speed, 81 overall, 89 speed. So pretty young receiving core. I would like another elite receiver to pair with Chris Olave. Maybe we can get that in free agency. Maybe we could trade. Maybe like a team like the Bengals. They're going to have to start making decisions on their wide receivers. Do they keep Chase, Higgins, and St. Brown? Or would they want to give one away so they could pay the other two? Offensive line. A pretty good offensive line, but kind of old. Ryan Ramczyk, 90 overall, 31 years old. Eric McCoy, 83 overall, 28 years old. But we see a lot of 70s here. But what I like is if we could get a little bit younger, we could do that with the plus 10 and the incentive store. So, I mean, I think that's very important for a team like this with a rookie quarterback. I want to make sure that he's protected. And with the new sliders and the new incentive store, we could definitely do that. Defensive line, I'm not gonna lie, this is an underrated defensive line. The overalls probably don't say much, but watching the Jets versus Saints game, this defensive line definitely was generating pressure, and they're young too. Brian Brees, 83 overall, 23 years old, star dev. Isaiah Foskey, 80 overall, 24 years old, 86 speed. Peyton Turner, 26 years old, 78 overall, star dev. Julian Akora, 86 speed, 70 overall, 27 years old. Just saying that out loud, it probably didn't sound like too much, but when I was watching that Jets game, that Saints defensive line was definitely getting that pressure. Linebackers, not too much stands out. Pretty old linebackers. I would expect us to get another linebacker in the draft. This is a good defensive draft class. So many opportunities to snag a linebacker. Yeah. Secondary, Marshawn Lattimore, as I mentioned. I probably would have moved him just because I do think this is still kind of a rebuild, even though we're winning games. I think it's still time to focus on the future. I think eventually, I'm not sure what Lattimore's overall was season 3. But I would expect that let me see. I would expect that his overall has went down. I know for sure that he was an X Factor, so he's a superstar now. So I probably would have tried to see what I could get from him before the trade deadline. I mean, the deadline is. I mean, trades are still open for right now, so maybe see what you can get. But I would have tried to move him. Other than that, in secondary, Alante Taylor, 94 speed, 26 years old, 82 overall. Eddie Jackson, I think he came from the last time I seen him. He was on the Bears. I don't know what team he came from.
Yep.
91 speed. He did.
Yeah.
Okay. Other than that, Jaden Lucas, 93 speed, 21 years old. We drafted him in the first round with our 25th pick. Hopefully we can develop him. My bad, my bad. Curtis Franks, 21 years old, 89 speed. Hopefully we can develop him that speed. Oh, actually, he's safety. Never mind. But hopefully we can develop him. But overall, I'm pretty proud of this team. Like I said, I do think this division is kind of weak. With the old head coach at the Panthers leaving, I think that this division can be ours for the future to come as long as we take care of our money and probably draft well. And I still do want us to move Marshawn Lattimore, maybe in the offseason, or maybe I wouldn't move him right now just because we're on a roll, but definitely in the offseason.
All right, Jets, take us on with your analysis.
All right, cool.
Cool.
Klubnik, 76 overall QB. Nice rookie. Halfback Kamara. He's regressing, but they do have Andrew Paul behind him, so they most likely have their replacement for him. If not, they also have Izzy Abanaconda, who's 74 normal dev, and he's got 93 speed. Tight ends, not much in the tight end room to really talk about. Wide receivers, you got Olave, Mitchell, and O'Duns. Olave being the headliner of that receiver room. Mitchell is 6'4", and then O'Duns is 6'3". And they also have A.T. Perry, who's 6'5", and he's 73 overall. O-line kind of old, but also some young pieces. You got Ramczyk on the right side at 31 years old. Eric McCoy, center, 83, 28 years old. Trevor Penning, 26 years old, 79. I would say just maybe if you have the points, use the plus 10 on your O line. Defensive line, Brian Breesy. Also, I'd probably change that number. He's got number 1 on not cold on the defensive tackle. It is not cold. Isaiah Foskey, Peyton Turner, and that's really what rounds out their D-line, but they also have Okwara, Kalen Sanders, and Tommy Pagliai. Linebacking core, they got Pete Werner at right outside linebacker, 86 speed, 27 years old. They got a dinosaur at left outside linebacker as they have Bobby Wagner. He's only a 79 overall nowadays. Rashawn Evans. Demario Davis is still kicking at 36 years old also. He's 78 overall. K'Lavon Chasen, 72, right outside. A lot of older guys in this linebacker room though. Secondary, Marshawn Lattimore, beast corner. Eddie Jackson at safety. Alontae Taylor, I think he's a really good corner. I think he might even be doing better than Lattimore this season. Paulson Adebo, he's at 81. And they even have Kader Kohu. He's also a 79. Kyler Gordon, he plays free safety. They got another young corner in Jaden Lucas, 78 overall. He's 6'2". So overall, I mean, I like the roster. I mean, they're doing good for 83 overall team, and they're the eighth. Neon has them ranked 8th in the league. Their cap room is 35.45 million. So I mean, decent roster. I mean, you got your X factors. Maybe just need to get a little bit younger in the linebacker room, though. That's the only issue I would say. Get a little bit younger in that linebacker room. You got a 35 and 36-year-old. So that's my only issue with the roster. Other than that, I'll give the roster. I mean, since they're a top 10 team, I'll give them an A.
Okay. All right, so we move on to the Carolina Panthers. Lion, want to give us your take on this team? Coach Lion, are you there? You might have to back out and come back in. It does that sometimes.
All right, can you hear me?
Yep, there it goes.
All right. So if I am the Panthers, let me take a look. I actually played the Panthers, and I like this roster. Of course, the person who had the Panther team prior, he left. But if I'm the Panthers coach, I'm going to shape this roster to fit what I like to do. He like a lot of the quick throws and stuff like that. I love the Bryce Young. Bryce Young is very dynamic for this guy. Like I said, he beat me with my Bills team. That's another story. But I like Saquon. Saquon Barkley is he's on the same plateau as Jonathan Taylor to me in Madden. He's one of them freaks. I would run the ball a little bit more. Like I said, he likes to throw it a lot. But I don't blame him. You got DK Metcalf right there. So, it's kind of hard. But, even moving to that receiving core, DK and me being honest with you, Jonathan Mingo, I don't know why he's not using him, but he's using Johnny Wilson, which is smart. Johnny Wilson, 6'7" freak. But them are the three receivers. I'll be using DK and Johnny Wilson and Jonathan Mingo. That's what I would use because them three are nasty in this game. When you look at the O-line, it's just like the O-line in real life for the Panthers. They look good on paper, but they can't block a cold. It's just me being honest with you. You watch. That's what all the Panther fans say here in Charlotte. But like I said, I think he should move, even though he's your best lineman, Ikemi. He's a guard. That's what he played when he was at Catholic. Wasn't my fault when he was at Providence State here in Charlotte. He was a guard. When he went to NC State, they moved him to tackle. He's more aggressive in the run game, so he probably your best run blocker. And I don't even got to look at the man and say he probably is the best run blocker on that team. And I would put Moten on, or I find one of the speed guys, and I put one of them at that left tackle. But that's what I would do if I was him, because he probably one of the best guards in the game. That's a hint for everybody. Defensive line wise, Derek Brown is a gem. He's somebody I really like. I would put him at right end and put Butner at defensive tackle. That's what I would do. That's just me, because I know Derek Brown can move and he's strong enough to play wherever you're. He's in football where he's a unicorn. You don't get a lot of D tackles who can play a 0, and go to a 1, a 3, a 5, and a 7. That's pretty dope. Derek Wise Jr., I would get rid of him. He's just a waste of, like I said, he's a waste to me. Because I guess put some speed at the other end. Linebacker wise, he has, and you told Gross Matos at right outside linebacker. I'll put him at rush end. You know what I'm saying? Even if you play a 4-3, I'll let him play because that's what he played in college. You got Joe Tyrant, the Tyrant. That's a gem. That's a 6'5" monster playing left outside linebacker. I would put him in the middle over CJ Mosley because I know it's 6'5". You can't coach 6'5". You gotta start thinking like how football coaches think when you're playing this. You want some height in the middle. Like I said, even if you want to you told Gross Matos at outside at linebacker, put him in the middle. That's what I would do, and then put some speed right there. The secondary wise, I think it was smart putting Chin back at strong safety. Even though, me personally, he can be that lockdown nickel. You just got to put it at nickel, and you cannot change your settings on defense like the cornerback to go. You got to keep on balance. If you go with overall, he's going to go with the best one. He don't get murdered because he's slow as dirt, but he's a monster in the slot. That's what he get paid all his money for. Rock, well, look, he's fast. But see, that's on me. I'll put him, Jeremy Chin, back at corner. That would be me. Tyrann Mathieu, he could play at his age now and that 88 speed. I just let him play strong or I let him play free. It don't matter. He has the unicorn, Benjamin St. Justice, 6'3", 91. Like, some of these people he could get rid of. Because you probably had the best two corners in this game, and you put Jeremy Chin at one and put Benjamin St. Justice at that corner. That's what I would do. And like CJ Henderson's not really bad. He's not bad in this game. So you let him play it. Like this dude, oh my God, he got a mere speed. Like he got a roster. He just got to mess with it. And I would move probably I'll put Desmond King. I would move Desmond King from that corner, and I'll move him to one of them safeties. That's what I would do. But he got pieces. He doesn't need to mess with his roster. Like he has Jim. Like I said, Joe Tyrann, the linebacker. You could move him to rush in or put him in the middle. Like he got speed. Like Lord Jesus, he doesn't need to mess with his roster, and to figure out what he want to do. But his offense, like I said, his offense fit his style because he don't throw that ball quick and stuff. But defensively, from a coaching perspective, I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4, 6, 5 monsters at linebacker. I would build around Derrick Brown and Buck, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna get these 6'5", 6'6" monsters on the field. That's what I would do.
Man, looking at this team, 85 overall, 24.45 cap. Like they're sitting nice. The record doesn't speak volumes. He's 4-6 in the playoff hunt right now. They are gonna be playing their game shortly. But Bryce Young at the helm, that's a hell of a quarterback to have back there. Too bad it's not translating in real life. But in the game, at least, he's actually doing pretty good. Saquon, can't say enough about him. The only question that I have at running back, though, is you got two 28-year-olds sharing the backfield. You got an X-Factor Saquon and Miles Sanders star. That's going to be a pretty expensive backfield, if you ask me. So I would look to move on from Miles Sanders. If your main running back is Saquon, push Sanders out. Get something for him. 85 overall, 28 years old, 91 speed, 93 XL. A lot of people probably be coming knocking on your door. Tight end wise, 6'7", 6'6", 6'8". But they're 32, 24 for Darnell Washington. He's 6'7". And Parham still sticking around, 28 years old, 6'8". The one player I had no idea he was that tall was that 6'7" receiver that you just mentioned, Johnny Wilson. Receiver from Florida State. Bro, what the hell? 87 speed, 86 acceleration. I would have worked on him, trying to get his speed built up. Put the X Factor tag on him. Having him and DK next to each other. Oh my God, that's a tough combo. Mingo, still doing his thing, 24 years old. He picked up Juju when the Bears dropped him. He's got Hunter Renfro, DJ Chark, 29, 28 years old. So he's got to start developing these 24-year-olds and 21-year-old to be ready to take over for their team so they don't skip a beat on offense. Offensive line, he's got all the youth in the world. He's got a couple old players starting, but the replacements are in the team already. 21, 22, 22, 22, 24. So he's pretty much set. Like you mentioned, get the plus 10 on this O-line, and they're set to go. Defensive line, DeForest Buckner still kicking out there, 87 overall, 90 strength. He can still get through the gaps. Who else? Wise Jr. still with the NFL, 31 years old. And then you got your 23-year-olds. You got David Van, Lakevius Walker, both at 23 years old. So you've got the backups as well on D-line, ready to go. Linebackers, bro, these guys are monsters out there. 6'5", 6'6", 6'3", 6'5", 6'2", 6'5", 6'2". They went to the University of the Bears linebacking core because, man, oh man, these guys got height. Secondary, the Honey Badger, already 33 years old. Not sure if he's going to make it to next season or not. We'll see if he retires. Jeremy Chin, still rocking and rolling, 6'3", 86 overall. Like you said, I would probably convert him over to cornerback, to be honest, with that speed. Help you with these fast receivers that they have out there. Rock Yasin, I would convert him over to safety, take over Chin's spot. Desmond King, I don't know if I have a spot for him. I know he's a star, 78 overall, but I got Benjamin St. Juste right below him, same overall, 3 years younger, 6'3", compared to 5'10". Faster. I just basically give him that spot. DJ Henderson, 26 years old, 6'1", 93 speed, 92 excel, ready to go. So he's got the pieces on the team. And sitting at 4-6, a few of those games could have gone a different way, where we could be talking about them being 6-4 and giving the Saints a push for their playoff run. But it'll be interesting to see next season how they perform after they get a full season in the league under their belt. We'll see if they progress, regress, and find a way to make the playoffs. All right. Our co-founder, Outcast, is the next team that we're going to be talking about. Sitting at 4-7, Isaiah, talk to us. You are Outcast. You are chugging 9 beers before you play your first game.
All right. So before this season, if you guys remember, I said a hot take that the Falcons would make the playoffs this year. That's what I would have expected of them. Old Panthers user out. New Saints user really didn't prove themselves yet. And Bucks, they tend to be at the bottom of the standings. So I was expecting the Panthers maybe to make the playoffs this year. So far though, obviously, doesn't look like it's happening. Trey Lance, I talked to the head coach. He told me that they want to establish quarterback. They're tired of going for a young quarterback and hoping he develops. So that's what we're trying to look for in the offseason. Rumors are swirling that maybe Anthony Richardson might become an Atlanta Falcon quarterback. Time will tell. But Trey Lance has not been the quarterback for us. Running back wise, Bijan Robinson, 89 overall, 23 years old, 91 speed, 91 acceleration. We don't plan on moving him at all. We like him on this team. We don't feel running back is our issue at all. Tight end wise, Kyle Pitts, the best tight end in the league, other than Loveland. Got to give respect to the Jets, but 91 speed, 94 overall. You can't beat that, honestly. We plan on keeping him. Running back wise, tight end wise, we don't feel like that's been our problem. Wide receivers, Drake London, 84 overall, 24 years old, 88 speed. I wish that we would have developed him into a superstar at least. Feel like he had that potential. But he hasn't got there just yet. Michael Gallup, honestly, ever since we got him in that Cowboys trade, I think it was the Cowboys trade. He hasn't produced for us, honestly. Let me look. I don't even think he's really touched him. He has touched the field, but he hasn't done much for us. Scotty Tuhati Miller, 95 speed, 77 overall. I think we could possibly move him in the offseason. I think we could get some value for him. I think it is time for him to go. I know the Atlanta Falcons fans love him. The head coach loves him. But I think it's time that we see if we can get value for him. 95 speed, I think a lot of teams will bite for that. Devontae Turpin, 29 years old, 95 speed. So yeah, we have some speed in this wide receiving core, but not really any elite receivers. Not any in this wide receiving core. Offensive line is actually pretty good. Other than Matthews and McGarry, we're pretty young. I keep saying it because I think it was such a good addition. The league incentives, the +10, that can really help his team get into the upper 80s, offensive line wise. Defensive line is pretty old. Grady Jarrett. I doubt we will resign him. DeMarcus Lawrence. I think he's a free agent too. Yeah, I doubt we will resign him too. Let me see. So hopefully Zach Harrison, 24 years old, 74 overall, 83 speed, could do something for us. Brooke, 23 years old, 75 overall. Maybe they can do something, but I'm hoping that we can actually get another, well, probably more than one piece on this defensive line to generate pressure. Defensively, I think we definitely do need some help. On a good day, we definitely can score, but it's been hard for us to get a stop. Linebackers, Abdul Carter, 79 overall, 21 years old, 89 speed, star dev. He's looking pretty good for us. Let me see when we drafted him. Drafted him in the first round, 12th pick. Honestly, with a 12th pick, I would hope that he could get up maybe to a superstar. Troy Anderson, 93 speed, linebacker, 26 years old. That's pretty impressive. Nothing else really stands out. Actually, Amari Burney. I don't know if the Falcons uses him. 90 speed, 25 years old. Secondary, Jesse Bates, 94 overall. I talked to the head coach. He didn't really want to move Jesse Bates. But depending on if we can get Anthony Richardson or not, if we can't get Anthony Richardson or not, and we draft a quarterback, I think that we do let Jesse Bates go. I think Jesse Bates, if we ship him, we could definitely get a lot of nice things for him. But if we can get Anthony Richardson, I think that puts us in position to compete for the division. So I wouldn't move him. But if we don't, then I would definitely see what I can get for him. AJ Terrell Jr. We're definitely keeping him for the long run. 26 years old, 92 overall, 94 speed. There's no reason we should trade him. But other than that, the secondary does need some help. I think the defense overall needs some help. Like I said, on a good day, we definitely can score. We just need to get some stops consistently. And I think that starts with generating pressure from the defensive line and also having a secondary other than Jesse Bates and AJ Terrell to help us out. We currently have $22 million in cap space, but I expect that to go up because we don't plan on signing players like Grady Jarrett and DeMarcus Lawrence and Trey Lance, so that should free up some more money. But I think this team is in good position. I think it's honestly to compete in the division. I think we just need a quarterback, but to actually win the division, I think we also need to focus on that defensive line and helping out the secondary, which is all things that we could fix literally in the offseason and in the draft. So I think the future is bright.
All right. Jets, your analysis?
All right. Well, quarterback position looks like it's going to get changed in the offseason. So, I guess you can say goodbye to Lance. Ritter's not going to have a chance to be the guy. Halfbacks, you got Bijan, one of the best young running backs in the game, 89 overall. Tight end, Kyle Pitts. What more can I say? I'm going to take a little dig here, but he's not better than Loveland, even though his rating's higher. That's me being funny, but nah. But Kyle Pitts is one of the best tight ends in Madden, best tight ends in the game. If I'm being honest with you, 91 speed. No one. I mean, you have to either be Fred Warner, maybe even Werner, or Roquan Smith to cover that as a linebacker, because a safety is not going to cover that. Wide receiver room needs an elite option. I mean, Drake London is good. Scotty Too Hotty, as they like to call him in Atlanta Falcons land. He's okay, but he's not an elite option. So I would say they need an elite option at wide receiver at some point. Maybe get one in free agency or the draft. But without an elite option, I do not see this team going to that next step when it comes to the passing game. Offensive line, I know we've been saying it to almost every team that, use your upgrade. Your upgrade will help you with this team. I mean, Caleb McGarry, he just got to get rid of, maybe Jake Matthews. Lindstrom's fine. The rest of the O-line would be fine with that upgrade, if I'm being honest with you. You just get the upgrade. But I'd probably maybe, see if I could get like a late round pick for, Jake Matthews. He's only at 80. And he's 33 at this point, so regression has hit him hard. Grady Jarrett, DeMarcus Lawrence, they won't be here. They probably won't be here next year, so they need some new D line. I mean, you got Zach Harrison at least. He's 74, and you got Rook at DT. So yeah, you just need some new pass rushers. They did get Abdul Carter. They have Lorenzo Carter and they have Troy Anderson as their top middle linebacker. He's 6'4", 93 speed, and he has superstar. So that's a good player to have. And their secondary, like Colt said, just needs some help. Needs a little more help. I mean, you have Jesse Bates and you have AJ Terrell as your outliers essentially. Your two really good players on that defense. So if they could just get some help on that defense, I really see this team making a jump from this season to next season. I mean, I know we all, when we're doing our preseason projections, we're expecting this team to be, in the playoff hunt. That's what I thought this year. But I mean, we'll see what they do. I heard, I've been hearing about the Richardson thing and Richardson possibly going to Atlanta. So we'll see what happens in the off season. But I think this roster is going to be really good next year and the upcoming years. I know they're not doing good this year, but definitely going to be something to watch next year.
All right, so I'm the Atlanta Falcons. I'm looking at this team. I'm kind of happy with the roster that I have, kind of. We're mid-tier offense, mid-tier defense, and with a 4-7 record, 86 overall team, that's a good accomplishment. Especially having 2 losing seasons where we barely won 2 games that were actually played. So, just like the Bears, they were trending positive starting the season off. Couple of bumps on the road. We started off 1-0, and then we lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight. The 5 games that we lost were versus the Vikings by 10 points. So it just goes to show you that, hey, we had a chance against one of the best offenses out there. Lost by 10. Eagles, not so much. Jets was mollywopped. The Saints, we only lost by 5. So we had an opportunity there. We got shut out by the 49ers. Turned it around and beat the Cardinals 24-7. Lost to the division rival Panthers 24-31. Lost the first match against Tampa Bay 23-31. Beat Jacksonville, beat Tampa Bay on the second go around. So I feel like if they take the next step and they do magically get Richardson, that's going to elevate their gameplay. Talking about their wide receiver core and their tight end core, tight end set, they're golden. They have 3 good people that are in that role. Kyle Pitts being the MVP. Fitzpatrick, 25 years old, 6'7", 80 speed. Justin McGrath, he's a utility player, so he can be either a tight end or a fullback with 85 speed. So he's got good players to complement Kyle Pitts. Wide receivers, he's got a 6'4" Drake London, 24 years old, so he's going to retire a Falcon for sure. Gallup, I would probably get him out of the team. Scotty Tuhati, I will not move from him. He's going to retire a Falcon, in my point. He's 95 speed, 94 excel. He's been building him up little by little. The one person that I would put up there is the trade that they did with the Bears season 3. Devin Tompkins, 5'8", replica of Scotty Tuhati. So we're gonna see what we do with that receiver there. And then he's got another young receiver, 23 years old, 6'4", Hayden Prather, 88 speed, 91 excel or 93 excel. So try to work on his speed. Obviously, you got a Drake London match right there. It's both 6'4". So if you match up those two on the corners, and then put Scotty Tuhati and Tompkins inside, I mean you got a nice little weapon there. Gabe Davis is on the market. I feel like the Falcons could benefit hugely by getting a 86 overall receiver, 26 years old, 92 speed. So you can have an actual primary number 1 receiver. So we'll see if they come knocking on the door for him. O-line, you hit it right in the head with all the young players that he has. He can utilize his incentive points that he acquired. Use the +10. That offensive line is looking way better than what it does right now, age-wise. Defensively, we need some help there. We got a lot of old players, but we also have the young players that are going to be replacing them already on the team. So in the draft, we don't have to worry about drafting D tackles, left ends, right ends. We already have them in-house. It's just getting them upgraded. Linebackers, 6'3", 6'5", 6'4", 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'2", 6'1". So he's pretty set there. Speed is all there too. Secondary, that's what I'm gonna attack in the draft. Jesse Bates, he's an awesome superstar free safety that he's got. Keep him there. AJ Terrell, young cornerback, 6'1", prime of his career. Richie Grant, a good strong safety. 27 years old. He's set there. So safeties, he's good on. Now comes the cornerbacks where we have 79, 79, 76, 71, and 69. We got to try to develop those players quick. But yeah, I mean, looking at the roster, they're pretty nice. So I'm looking for them to make some key moves. Obviously, if Richardson is going to be in the pictures, we're losing our first round pick, possibly even more. So we really can't build through the draft. We're gonna have to build through free agency, which is fine. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of great players out there that we can pick up on the low. So I can't wait to see what the offseason looks like for this team. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that team. Lion, take us over to Tampa Bay and tell us what's going on with Mighty Max over here sitting at 3-8. Is there? Hello?
You might have to back out and come back in, Bills.
Sorry about that. Last episode, we're having technical difficulties out here. Always happens also when it's the last episode of anything.
I don't know why I keep on doing that, but I'm back. All right, so I'm the Buck. Hold on one second. I'm the Bucks. I'm sitting at 3-8. Let's take a look at the roster. You know, I already got a good quarterback. I got two young quarterbacks. I got Ed Quinn and I got Riley Leonard, which I like both of them. And I got a superstar young running back who's 21 with I'm not even finna murder that name. And so I'll probably look to trade White because there's no reason for me to have him. And now I look at Sean Tucker. Tucker gives me just the same that White do at a lower overall. So I would look to move Mr. White. I got the GOAT tight end, Brock Bowers. You know, so I'm really not looking to draft anything right there. You know, he got Cade sitting behind him, so he got height. Then he got Mike Evans, that some people, don't think is a great man receiver, but he is at 6'5" and can run. He got one of my favorite receivers, Antonio Williams. Like I said, he's another guy who I have seen play in person. He actually played for my old high school coach for at Dutch Fork, Tommy Knott. So I know a lot about that kid. That kid is very explosive. I like Trey Palmer. You know, I would get some more height though. Well, he got 6'5", 5'11", but he got speed right here. Like I like the Trey Palmer sitting there at the 97 speed at 6 foot. It changed the wretch. I probably want something. Yeah. Now the O-line, so in real life, Tampa Bay's O-line is set. You just had to replace the center, which he did. He got good pieces. He needed to use the develop the +10, and now I get now boosted up. Like Tristan Wirth is like the only way I'm getting rid of him, and that's just me. If I was to get rid of him, I would have to get a 1, some 2s, and some 3s. Or you can't sell me. You have to give me this year 1, next year 1, and this year 2, and your next year 2 in order for me to give him up. That's just me. That's a very valuable pick right there. But he would die a buck. The D line, if everybody knows the Tampa Bay Buccaneers history, this is about their D line is not really hitting on nothing. Even though he got 3 stars, like none of his ends, there's nothing that wow you about it. Like maybe Logan Harv, maybe he looked like he's more a power rusher. Well, all Logan and Kalijah, whatever his name is, they both look like they're both power rushers, which is cool. The D tackle, Jaheim, he got decent strength and stuff like that. And his block shit, he's a monster. That's what you want right there. But I'll probably move one of them ends to a D tackle and come down here to this linebacker core. And then let's look at the linebacker core. Like the Bears said, he had, he like height and speed, which that's what you like in real life football. Devin White is a monster in the middle. You just have to put pieces around him. I don't know why he has all the rest of these middle linebackers. But like I said, like this, I would move the Dennis kid to outside linebacker because he got 86 speed. And then like the Jason Brim, like I might put him at rush in. He got an 85 speed at 6'4". We got Mike Rose here. Like you got Yaya is 6'3" with 89 speed. That's pretty good. Then you got this 6'4" freak right. Like you got, like I would use him. He's at 82. He got 84, agility 88, etc. Yeah, you got monsters. You got monsters right here. You got 6'5" Jim. I would use him too. Yeah, he got pieces. So like you can convert one of them into a rush in or put him in that the nickel set and just using one of them because you don't really got to worry about Devin White. Now this secondary, Antonio Winfield Jr. is a monster. I would move Ryan Neal to corner because he's 6'3" and he can run. He got decent speed. You want to have them tall guys. And I would probably work on like Zion. I would definitely work on him. He's 93. He got 6'2". He probably got decent change of direction. Yeah, like it's another roster that I would love to have. I would take like Cam Kitchen. Like he got gems. So I would not be wasting Ryan Neal as strong safety. I would move Cam Kitchen as strong safety because he could play strong safety. When he was at University of Miami, he played both free and strong. So that's good. Or you could sell Winfield. Like he got pieces. So I got this use. If I was the GM, I would just tell the coach, you really got to look at evaluate your talent. You got talent, but we might not be putting them in positions to be successful. Like if you only got 2 receivers that you really rock with, let Brock Bowers be your slot receiver, and you run them routes to him. He don't get majority, but you got talent. Like this is dangerous. This is a dangerous team, and he got 3 receivers he really could work with. Like Dez Newsome and them, I wouldn't do nothing with that. Like Raheem Jarrett, he could go, but I would try to use him a trade bait because he's 6 foot and got 91 speed. But that's what I would do. Like, there's a lot of talent here. Let's see who we got to sign back. Like, Rashad White, he's gone. I'll let him walk. Logan Hall, like I said, if I'm not moving to tackle, I'll let him, I don't, like, he just got to understand what he want to do. Like, this Zion, I would not let him leave that corner. That's a good pick. But Dash, he could go. Yeah, that's what I got right there. Just looking at it from a coach's perspective.
All right, Juts, give us your analysis on this one.
Hear me now?
Yeah, you were muted.
No. When I kept pressing unmute, it wouldn't unmute. Having a lot of technical issues. You gotta let's see. Upcoming free agents. Really, only one that stands out, but I'd probably let him go. Rashad White. Let's see the rest of. Let's look at the actual roster now. I mean, they were 3-8 this year. I mean, they're gonna have a lot of money to spend in the off season as they have 103 million in cap. Quinn Ewers. I mean, I think this is his second year, so he's developing a little slower than some of these other quarterbacks. But he's a good quarterback to have. I mean, he's only 22, so you got time. Halfback, they're probably gonna use Quinshawn Judkins for now on. I think he's gonna be their guy the rest of the for most of the next few seasons. Tight end, Brock Bowers, dude's a beast. 86 overall, 22 years old. Wide receiver, Mike Evans. He's someone I'd probably trade for trade for a pick or something, especially, since the trade deadline has opened back up. I would maybe, trade him to one of those playoff teams who could use X Factor receiver, 1 year rental type thing. Trey Palmer, I like Trey Palmer, 97 speed. Normal dev, unfortunately, but 97 speed, you can't teach that. O-line, Tristan Wirfs, monster. Cody Mauch could use a little. He's probably not using him. He's using Jonah. Well, yeah, no, he is using Cody. Cody Mauch, Jonah on the left side, and Luke Gadecki on the right tackle. So I maybe move Jonah to center or something, and move your O line around. Maybe get. I know we keep saying it. I keep reiterating it. If you have the points, that O line upgrade is going to help you immensely with the other guys. Because you probably want to build an O line around Tristan Wirfs. Because Wirfs is amazing. So you probably want to have like other guys. So it's not all Wirfs. D line. Decent D line. You got Kalaji Kancey, Jaheim, Otis, and Logan Hall. I like Logan Hall a lot. I like that D line. I like their DT, their left end and the right end. Other than that, not much like in the depth in terms of depth. Devin White, middle linebacker, beast. You got another middle linebacker behind him. He's normal dev though. 72 overall rookie. Maybe move him to one of the other sides, like the right side. Yaya Diaby, I'm a little upset to see like he hasn't been like that developed that much. Because he's a pretty good linebacker in Madden this year. So seeing that he hasn't been developed that much this year kind of concerns me a little bit. But he still has 89 speed, so you're still getting a good player anyway. Not much on the right side if I'm being honest. You could use Keith Harvey or Sheldon Johnson or Gentry. Let's go into the cornerback room. Ryan Neal, I think he's okay, but I would try to use Terrence Brooks behind him. He's 21 years old, and Ryan Neal, he's a good safety, but maybe let someone younger get a chance. Talking about earlier, really good free safety. Young, he's only he's 80 overall. Rookie, not a rookie, but he's 22 years old. You got Zion McCollum at corner. He's 6'2", 93 speed. Jamel Dean, a little bit older, 28, but he's still got 93 speed. And you got Carlton Davis, so your three corners, you're pretty much set. So this roster looks like it's going to be in good shape, especially next year with all the money they can spend and be flexible in free agency. So honestly, I could see them getting another lead option at wide receiver since Mike Williams is aging. Of course, he's 32 years old, so I could see them getting their Mike Evans replacement. They already have Antonio Williams, but I mean that's going to be a big thing in free agency, getting that replacement. But that cap flexibility is going to maybe change the outlook of this roster, and they'll have more cap, especially when some of these guys are off their books, like Rachaad White. So once these guys are off their books, they'll have more cap and more money to spend. So they're a team that could be dangerous in that NFC South next year.
Colts. Finish it off.
All right. So before this season, honestly, not really expecting much again. Just looking to develop this team. I do like some of the draft picks that we got. Not just this year, but last year too. But yeah, just not expecting much. Just develop talent. Like I said, and continue to say, when these top players no longer can be on these top teams, they have 103 million in cap space. That's nice. That's really nice. So I expect this team to not only, if they can develop talent, already be good, but obviously bringing in 90 overalls and superstars and X factors to this team can really take them to the next level and possibly win this division. Quinn Ewers, 79 overall, 22 years old, star dev. I want to note Riley Leonard, 22 years old, 70 overall. It does look like he did get a start one game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So I know Quinn was drafted to be the franchise quarterback, but if he can't take it to the next level, as he's thrown 27 interceptions this season, there is some pressure because they do have a backup who I'm sure they don't mind giving a chance. So we'll pay attention to that situation. We haven't heard any rumors of the Buccaneers wanting a quarterback like Richardson. It seems like they're fine with developing their talent. So that QB situation will be interesting to see how that plans out. How that pans out. Running back wise, Quinton Judkins. We drafted him in the second round. Superstar. So it looks like we plan on him being here for a long time. Really young. A lot to improve on. Yeah. Tight ends, Brock Bowers. I love this pick for them. I think they drafted him 2 years ago. I think this was a perfect draft pick for them. I love Bowers. I really wanted him. Thankfully we got him. 90 speed, 6'4", 90 catching. 90 catching traffic. Like he has so much potential. And I love that we got him. Honestly. Wide receivers definitely need some work. Mike Evans, season 3. That was probably our best chance to ship him. He clearly has regressed, and he's regressed like dramatically, like every season. And when teams see that, there's no way they're trading for that. But we do have Antonio Williams. We drafted him with our third round pick. So we hopefully he can take the next step. He's so young, 20 years old, a 90 speed, 92 acceleration. So hopefully he can be a big playmaker for us. Trey Palmer, 97 speed, 24 years old. That speed, you can't replace that speed. So I want him to stay on his team. If we can get another wide receiver this offseason, whether in the draft or free agency, I would love that. Offensive line, we see the 70s, but we also see that they're very young. As the Jets alluded to, those league incentives plus 10 would do wonders for this offensive line. I already mentioned their running back, Judkins, and Quinn. I'm not saying his last name, but having protection like that really just makes their job a lot easier. So I hope that we can use the league incentives to boost up this offensive line. Defensive line, Otis. We drafted him in the first round with our 13th pick. Third F. We hope that he can help us generate pressure. I think that is a key to defense this year. Is how much pressure, how quick can you get to the quarterback? We have left end Cansey, 24 years old, 83 speed. Logan Hall, 25 years old, to 78 overall. So like I said, free agency, I think that would be huge for us. 103 million cap is honestly amazing. So I'm pretty sure we can find somebody in free agency to fit our team and to be great at generating pressure for us. Linebackers, Devin White, 91 speed, superstar. I think he lost to Dev. I would probably try to ship him out before the trade deadline, see if I could get something for him. Nothing really pops out in this linebackers. Do see Yaya, 89 speed, 26 years old. Barham, we drafted him in the third round. I would try to give him more reps, see what he can do. The season's basically over. I think that's just what the rest of the season should be. Giving our younger guys a chance to prove themselves, and maybe we will continue to have them on our team for the future. Secondary, not a lot of speed. Don't really see anything that stands out other than Winfield. So I think we definitely will need some secondary help. But yeah, I mean, offensively, I think that's our best weapon is our offense. Obviously, we can get better offensively, but I think we can get that through the draft. We have proven to make some smart moves for the future. I think we will continue that. I honestly think that we are off season away. Depending on if we want to hurry up and get there next season. But I think if we wait another season, the free agents will really come in. I think a lot of top talents are on have 2 more years left on their contracts. So maybe next year we still continue this slow rebuild. But then the year after that off season, we go after that top talent. We have the money to do it. So I think that the future is bright for this team.
All right. Any final remarks on all 4 teams?
The Panthers did have a really close game against the 49ers. I did talk to him. He said that he wouldn't lose another game. I mean, he did lose that game though, but it was a really close game against one of the top teams in the league. So watch out for them. I think that they can definitely make a run, and who knows, they might upset the Titans tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch that game. Is that tonight or no? That's the second. Yeah.
No, they're playing at 7 Eastern tonight.
Tonight?
You're thinking about the 49ers game.
Oh yeah.
49ers are playing on the second.
That's the game I was thinking about. Okay. Yeah. Saints, just get your stuff together. I mean, you're doing a hell of a good job out there. I would just say, you know what, stay consistent. Don't fold when you play really good teams. And you should be good. Stick to your game plan, and I see them going straight to the playoffs. No problems. Jets, Bills, anything to add?
Nope, I'm good.
Nope.
Everybody's like, nope, we're ready to close this out. And with that being said, we will catch you guys next Saturday. Time to be determined, but we will have a schedule posted for you guys where we're going to go live, and it's going to be a different format. So be ready for that. Thank you guys for the viewership. Make sure to hit that like button to propel our video so a lot of people can see it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. Pretty cool fun fact is we have 60% of our viewers are subscribed to our channel. So thank you guys for that. And we lost our momentum that we had with 20% ladies watching us. We have taken a dip, and now we're at 14%. So hopefully it picks up when we bring the cameras out next week, and they can actually put a face to the voice. Like, oh, look at that sexy, handsome young man over there. Is he from
Hey, yo, stop. Yo,
is,
stop.
is he from the esports section? Because I
Hey,
see his
yo.
photo.
Hey, yo.
But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week. And yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Have a good night.